Hey guys, and welcome back to another Halloween video. Now before the video even starts, I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I hope you guys are having a good time with your family. I hope you get a bunch of gifts. And to kick off me returning to Halloween videos, we're going to be doing a Spookytown marathon all throughout this week. And to start us off, I have a review of Dr. Tingles' Laboratory. Okay, so Dr. Tingles' Laboratory was one of the very few pieces of Spookytown ever made, all the way back in 2000. And as far as my knowledge goes, this is the very first Spookytown piece that Lemax has ever made that includes sound and dynamic lighting, so bit of fun trivia right there. Alright, so a lot of the Spookytown pieces, many of them, especially like carnival ones and stuff, they can be classed as like silly and cute, right? But there's also quite a few pieces that I think can be described as like legitimately like creepy and scary. And in my opinion, the scariest piece of Spookytown ever made goes to Dr. Tingles' Laboratory, and we're going to get into why I believe so. Alright, so what makes this piece so creepy to me? Well, first of all, I just saw the details around it. So, as you can see, the whole laboratory is all decrepit and boarded up. And the signs right here, it says amputation, dissection, embalming. And probably the most notable thing is the dead body on the top of the roof right there that Dr. Tingles, I suppose, is working on. So, yeah, already pretty creepy just with all the details on it. And, of course, there's also a keep out sign. And just in general, this piece looks fairly eerie. But what takes it to Cloud 9 on the spook factor, in my opinion, it is the soundtrack. Now, in my opinion, this piece has the most terrifying soundtrack I've heard from any piece ever, and that includes Department 56 as well. But I want to make something perfectly clear. All the scariness that I'm using to describe this piece, I mean that in the greatest way possible. Okay, so as previously stated, this is a dynamic lighting building. So the main lighting in the building is there's a green light inside there. But there is also flashes of lightning, and a white light will come on, again, illuminate, lightning going off. So yeah, very, very cool. Now, granted, the lighting isn't super pronounced on this piece, but you can't knock it too hard simply because, it's one of the oldest ones they've ever made. And another thing I think you should consider is the speaker on mine is not the greatest. It sounds a little bit muffled, but again, it's an old piece, so little technical flaws like that are to be expected. Alright, another thing that I should note is that it takes a different adapter than most of the other Lemax pieces. I'm going to go ahead and flash them on screen, but most Lemax pieces, they take an adapter that looks like this, where you plug it into. But Dr. Tingles' adapter, it looks like this. And, to get it working, you have to plug it into the switch right there. So, yeah, that's just something that you should note. If you get a piece like this, and, it doesn't come with, the standard adapter, or if it doesn't even come with an adapter, again, I'll show them on screen, the ones that you need. So, yeah. Alright, I guess there really isn't much else to talk about but to show you, what this piece looks like in the dark. Alright, so just as another FYI, this piece always has sound on it. So unlike, the newer pieces where you can, they have the option to run it with sound or not, this piece, if you were to run it, it'll always have the sound. So, yeah, just keep that in mind whenever you want to run it, is that this piece always has sound. But I really like the sound on this piece simply because of how creepy it is and just how atmospheric it is. Because, a lot of pieces, they'll typically have talking in them, then it would get repetitive after a while. But no, this piece, it seems like it just has like a seamless soundtrack. So yeah, if you wanted to play a piece just for ambiance, then this would be great for that, in my opinion. Alright, so for my overall rating of this piece, I give it an 8 out of 10. Now granted, there isn't a whole lot to this piece, simply because, it doesn't have any animation or anything, and the lighting isn't super pronounced on it. But just for how creepy it is, with all the detail, and especially the soundtrack, and I actually think that the lighting works in its advantage, simply because there's not so much of it, and what it is there, and again, it looks really creepy. So, yeah, and I stand by when I say that I think this is the scariest piece of Spookytown ever made. But still, I mean that in a great way. I am a big fan of this piece. Alright, well that concludes my first review back to Halloween villaging and stuff. And as a teaser for tomorrow's review, I invite you to come dance with me at the Halloween party. So, yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Halloween channel, and I'll see you next time.